We are more than careers. We are we are more than careers. All right. We are more than just careers.
Yes.
Are you excited to be here?
I am so excited, and I cannot wait for this next one.
Yes, yes. Ooh, we matching too.
We do. Oh, look
That's a
at
special
that!
green.
Did he even meet?
We mean green.
Mean
This is the mean green, but
yes.
we're talking to the Marshall Eagles.
Yes.
We got 4 brothers that's coming, and wow, I'm telling you, they are amazing.
Incredible.
It's incredible.
They are so unique in their own right, and
Mhm.
they had the most amazing insights. I love feeling incredibly inspired and very thankful to be the one interviewing you.
That is crazy. I was like, I'm the one usually interviewing.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting interviewed.
Role
I was like,
reversal.
that's all, folks. I was like, Jesus Christ. This is kind of, but it was cool though. You asked some of the most amazing questions, so that's why I'm super excited to allow them to see what this video is all about.
Yeah, I cannot wait for everyone to see.
We
are more than just careers. Well, hello everyone and welcome. We are so excited to be here today to talk about the Marshall Eagles program and the connection to the UNT Career Center. I'm not going to take up much of the time, so I'd rather focus on everyone here and have y'all introduce yourselves one by one. Just say your name, your year and major, and then your connection to Marshall Eagles, whether you're a part of it or connected in some sort of other way. You want to start here?
Yes, my name is Brent Arnold Jr. I am majoring in business administration and minoring in finance, and my year is 2025.
My name is Eric Green. I'm a career coach here, and I've been working alongside with Margaret, and we've just been working with the Marshall Eagles program. So, yeah.
My name is Noah. I'm a freshman, business economics, and I'm just a Marshall Eagle.
My name is Ayame Mathis. I am a mechanical engineering major, and I'm a member of the Marshall Eagles and class of 21. I mean, 25. Class of 25.
My name is Jay Breon Hill. I go by JB. I am a criminal justice major with a minor in emergency planning and administration, and I am a freshman.
And I'm Margaret Okina, and I work here in the Career Center and have been working with Eric with the Marshall Eagles.
So I'd like to first start out and just for those who don't know, if you could explain in your own words, and this is open to everybody, so whoever wants to jump in, what is Marshall Eagles in your own words?
I would say Marshall Eagle is a program for African American men. It's a retention program to help them, because from statistics that they told us, they say that black men don't graduate college. So it's basically a program to help you stay in college, so build a brotherhood and really connect, get to know one another.
Yeah. Off of what he said, it's a program that gives us the resources to, do better in college and retain, our information. And, stay on the right path to graduate.
Emphasis on brotherhood. It's a strong bond because we all stay on the same floor. So we're with each other most of the time.
Yeah, it's a live and learn community. LLC.
I'm like, everybody has
Not everyone has to answer.
Oh, okay. We just all look
like,
at
yeah. Now, I will say though, it is kind of like a brotherhood. Like, I mean, even just coming from the outside and looking in and just working with these gentlemen and everybody else, for a long period of time or this semester, you could really sense a brotherhood and a connection and just resources and people investing in them. And I really, really do admire that. And as you can see how they explained it, it is a brotherhood. And I think that is a great thing to have whenever you are trying to navigate a new space, especially education.
I think everybody said it already.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's add other than I don't even have anything. I think you're all learners.
It's really good, man. It's good.
So speaking of navigating a new space,
Mhm.
for y'all coming into college, how was that transition for you?
For me, coming to college, at first I was a little nervous. Come from like a small school. My graduating class was like a little over 100 students, and then I come into this college that has over thousands of people. At first, before I joined the Marshall Eagles, I was a little nervous. I'm an introvert at heart. I was like, I'm not gonna have no friends. But then when I got into the Marshall Eagles, it made it a lot easier. Met my roommates, sweet mate, first person I met right here. And just built like a brotherhood, built bonds with everybody in the Marshall Eagles. Marshall Eagle made it a lot easier, a lot smoother for me to like transition from high school to college.
Yeah, I would say being part of the Marshall Eagles really helped the transition because you fell into a group of people that are a part of something bigger.
Yeah, like
So,
it's like you come to college, you automatically you automatically have a group of friends. Like
right.
it's set in stone already. But I would say my transition, it wasn't that hard for me because I came from a large high school. Like my graduating class was 1,000 kids, so we had 2 separate graduations. And like the hallways, like I'm used to, a lot of people being around, a lot of like tight spaces and stuff like that. So it wasn't really that hard for me. It's pretty easy for me.
My transition wasn't really nerve-wracking because, as they said, I wasn't a part actually of the Marshall Eagles original. I was on the second side, but then they went on and added me a part to the level, and I was happy to be a part of it. But coming in, they helped out because I met all these guys and I love them to death. True is more so will help my transition is the journey right now I'm on. I didn't think I was going to be a part of this or what has came so far thus far. So it's more to it than this. So that's what helped my transition.
Thank y'all for sharing. So how did you hear about Marshall Eagles?
A lot of people ask us this question, and truth be told, everybody has different answers. But some people got phone calls about the program. Some people, if you went to orientation early, they had a table like in the Coliseum when they had all the tables. Marshall Eagle was a table. You signed up. You could have signed up then. But honestly, a lot of us didn't get phone calls. Me personally, I actually found the table because I had applied. I didn't apply. I had heard about it when I came on a college tour actually. And I have a friend that go here and she told me about it. That's when I looked it up. But I really found out when I went to my orientation and I seen the table and I actually talked to Dr. Woodard and Ms. Kennedy.
I got an email, and then I also saw the table after I applied at the orientation. But I was interested immediately.
For me, it was about 3 to 4 weeks before moving in.
Yeah.
I was at the gym, get a random call from like my mom and Miss Candy was on the phone, and that's just all started from there. Miss Candy was like, "I need you to take this," and then boom, I'm like, Marshall Eagles.
Yeah. That's cool.
I heard about it. One of the people that stayed on the 5th floor with us was helping me move in, and he just ran down the hall screaming Marshall Eagles. So when I asked, I'm like, "What is Marshall Eagles?" It's like, "Are you Marshall Eagles?" I'm like, "No." And then that's when I found out all Marshall Eagles, most Marshall Eagles stay on the 5th floor. And I'm like, I want to be a part of that. I'm on the 5th floor. I want to be a part of that. Then I talked to an RA who was a former Marshall Eagle. He explained what it was. And me, I love brotherhoods like this because I was a part of my junior deacon community where it was a brotherhood singing. We used to support churches and the leadership roles we have. Like Marshall Eagle, we have standard. You have the standard college stores, then you have Marshall Eagles. We're like on a little bit of a higher platform. So like our parents, whatever we do, we will always be categorized as Marshall Eagles, the brand itself. So we represent that everywhere we go, and I love that. I love leadership roles and being held to a higher standard because it lets me evaluate myself and make myself meet those standards by all means necessary. So that's how I heard Marshall Eagles.
Mic drop on that.
Right. And it's interesting because we could kind of talk about from our perspective how we came into Marshall Eagles. I came from another institution, and then when I came in, we were doing an initiative on Black and Latinx and trying to reach or do outreach and engagement with those type of groups on campus. And during our partnership phase, as I call it, we were doing like a listening tour, and I stumbled over a group that was working with doctors, Black doctors on campus, and I just kind of thought to myself, like, I know we got something at UNT, so I did my own. We did our own research. Well, you probably met Ken. You probably knew about it before, but this is when I first came in. I was like, "Hey, have you heard of Marshall Eagles?" And I think you said, "Yeah, I heard of Marshall Eagles."
And actually, I had on our tour, I said there's a program like
Yeah,
that.
it was something.
After
Yeah,
we talked to the doctors, I said,
yeah,
you should meet them.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
because we hadn't really worked with y'all, that the Career Center had worked with them in, less involved ways
Mhm.
in the past, but, it was an opportunity for us
Yeah.
to really kind of get in and really work with
Work with them. So yeah, we reached out to Miss Candy and was like,
Yeah.
man, we want to really be involved. And over the course of the summer, we was meeting with them, talking about ways of how we can develop this program and really, really just embed careers, because we know, as freshmen coming in, what beautiful knowledge to have is how can I prepare for my career once I graduate as a freshman. So we just made it a priority, and like look at us now. That's how we kind of found out about Marshall Eagles.
Yeah, and I'll say we had some different ideas, and people give us ideas about how to work with them.
Yeah.
We're like, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna do it this way. So it was just like a perfect fit because they were looking for partners, and then we were looking to partner.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this is great. So this has been one of our most involved and just engaged programs so far this year. So.
Yeah.
So for Eric and Margaret, I know there's a lot going on and you all have a lot of responsibilities. Why did you want to get involved with this specific organization and prioritize that?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a really good
Well,
question.
I mean, for me, I'm a black brother, and just going into a school that's similar to what they've been going into, or UNT. I went to Southeast Missouri State. I didn't have nothing like this, and I was like, I really wanted something like that until I joined Alpha Phi Alpha, and then I understood the brotherhood and the connection and all of that. So once I read about Marshall Eagles, I was instantly connected. It was just like, that is on the top of my list. I really want to do something with that program. So that's how I just wanted to really, really pour into it, because these brothers look like me, and I probably went through the same experiences as them. And then I got a resource as far as careers that I can pass on to them, or, impart on to them so they can get to their career goals. So that's just been how I've been connected to it.
Yeah, I think that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I've served in positions where I've advocated for, helped Black and Latinx students, and particularly Black men. I've worked with high school, and I just see so much potential and so much leadership and greatness, and I'm like, okay, I want to help, I want to impact. And I'm a Black woman, so I care about my Black brothers as well. So I feel like it's just a great opportunity to really just, work with y'all and work with our students and really just help them to thrive in any way that we can. Because I feel like there's so much greatness there that I see all the time. And just to have a little part in just helping you to fly, I think that, just meaningful. So, we can do our day-to-day job, but these are the things that give us joy and meaning in our work. So.
Thank you. So for our Marshall Eagles, I'm sure there was also a lot of clubs and student organizations you could have joined and lots of things calling for your attention. And you explained probably a little bit earlier as to what Marshall Eagles means to you. But in terms of when you're trying to prioritize your classes and all these other orgs that you might be interested in, why specifically this one?
I would say like Marshall Eagles is the organization. It's like different because for one, we all live together, so we already automatically connected. Then we automatically have class. We have a 3 hour class, 3 credit hour class that we automatically take. So it's more like a class and like a learning community than more of an organization. So it's already at the top of the list because we getting credit for this class. So it's gonna be important to us regardless. So I feel like that's how it's really classified between other organizations. And plus, RA, he's the president of BSU, so he his power that he has, and we can join. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of those organizations also.
Be aware what's going on.
Yeah.
He said great.
Sounds like that was the perfect answer, and
that was good.
it makes complete sense.
That was good.
Kind of wrapped up in
Yeah.
your living, is wrapped up in your classes. It's kind of touches every part of your lives
Yeah.
here. So this is for everyone. Through so far with the program and being involved in Marshall Eagles, what have you learned about yourself?
I really appreciated I've learned to appreciate my blackness. You know, it's very, how do I say it? It's a great thing. You know, through history, we're kind of oppressed in a way to believe that, you know, we may not be ideal, but I think we are. Yeah. That's one thing I feel like I've learned.
I would say that one thing I have learned more about myself is my leadership skills, because I hold most of the Marshall Eagles accountable. Besides, when I already is president, I'm holding them accountable. So I feel like I've learned more about my leadership skills.
I learned about myself. I used to always think that I was just pure introvert, but coming to Marshall Eagles, I learned like I'm really good with interacting with a lot of people and stuff. So.
With me, I've learned to be more developed in when I speak, not just when I just talk, but have a aura when I talk. Like when what I say, it makes sense, and I can get my point across by just saying it very clearly. Also, like to be holding Marshall Eagles accountable. I'm not the average nervous person. Like we got a situation, I'm gonna walk to you, man, we can talk about it. Because you already stereotype as black men, oh, they argue, they gonna fight. No. We can have a nice civilized conversation with two black young adults, straight up. And it takes initiative when a strong person to approach somebody with that in mind. So now I've learned all of that.
Margaret and Eric, what have you learned about yourself having been involved?
Think about that.
I think
Yeah, I'm gonna think.
I think just one thing that I validated that I already knew about myself was just my level of creativity, because a lot of times we have to create certain programs or create certain lesson plans or just think on the spot. Like even today, we had to like, all right, what we gonna do for interview prep? These are some of the things that we have to put together, and we have to think on the spot and be creative and see how we can make it engaging. So that's one thing that I do learn. And another thing that really, really kind of solidified what I'm passionate about is just helping my brothers that look like me. Like I knew I wanted to help, but when you put in a position like this, like I stay up at night and I read. I wear this shirt every day or every Monday, because that's how committed I am to this program. And I know I could be fly too. You know, I can dress up in a different type of outfit, but it helps remind me just how committed I am to this program. And that's beyond any other program on this campus. So it just solidifies the commitment I have to people that look like me. I mean, of course, I'm inclusive and all of that, but it just shows just a whole nother level of commitment. And I think those two things, it validate and confirm for me that I already knew.
I learned, and I already knew this, but I think I just maybe re-recognized it, that partnership is a great thing. That when you are able to partner with people that have the same mentality as you and really accomplish a goal and it's amazing, and that everybody can benefit from it. So, where we had the career information, and maybe, I mean, y'all have all had like interviews, y'all talking about all your experiences, but we can work together, and you can give us, I mean, we can give you some information, and then when y'all share, it gives us information, and we are moved by it too. Like our first meeting with y'all, we were all like, wow. Okay, they deep. Oh, they're deep. Wow, like so, and we were impacted by that. So I feel like just working together and partnering together, that has just shown me something amazing. Yeah.
Well, going off of that, so what do you think y'all have learned? So we talked about yourself, what you learned about yourself, but what have you learned about other people being part of this?
I feel like I've learned that everyone needs, support. No one can really conquer the world by themselves. So, just help each other.
I've learned that everybody's different, and to include everyone, because there's people that not the average person. That's a hard sheet, So I've learned that to just include everyone, being open minded.
Same thing. And how to be more open minded.
Me, I've learned that these people out there, they genuinely care. Like these folks, we can be real. They at the end of the day have families, and they can really just come do their job and not really pour into us as that's doing extra of what they ask for, what they do. They can just come and get their paycheck and leave, but they genuinely care, and that's what really touches me. Is like throughout my life, it be people that don't care. They just, it's the benefit. What can I get out? They actually genuinely care, and that opened my eyes, because I'm like, okay, if they genuinely care, taking the time to do this, that, okay, then I'm engaged. There's not a lot of people that actually genuinely care, especially for us brothers. No, it's either we on our own, we trying to figure it out, or figure it out as we go along. But these, they genuinely care for us. Genuinely.
I think I learned just how brilliant, how intelligent, how well communicated, how polished, how just invested, engaged these brothers are. Like this is just 4 of them, but it's like 16 of them. All of that, I get to experience that on a daily basis every time that I interact with these brothers. That's what I learned. It's like, wow, just to be present with brothers that's really, really wanting better for their lives and them demonstrating it on a daily basis. So that's what I learned about you brothers. And just Margaret, just how like that partnership, just how gelled, how hard we work together and working with Miss Candy and just how committed they are to just being a part of that space. It's crazy. It's unbelievable to me. So that's what I've learned, just the value of partnership and just how amazing these brothers are.
You want to add anything more?
I think somebody said support earlier, but I think it's when you have support, you can do so much. So, I mean, I'm like a sentimental person, so and I'll just say, not really. Okay,
She is.
but I was like, with the right support, you can accomplish so much, and it's like, dang, I'm excited to see where you'll be at over the years. Like, you're gonna be like the president of BSU or something like that. Just seeing what you accomplish. Just with the right support systems, you can do anything. So that's what I.
Well, going off of that, what are some of y'all's goals? Whether it's related to school, your personal life, or a potential career?
Yeah, don't say goals of numerous
I'll say for each year of school, I'm gonna try to make the D's list. Well, I will make the D's list. And I want to attempt to make the president's list at least once as well. And after school, well, one of my biggest goals in life is above everything else. I really want to go into ministry. That's a big thing for me. So I want to go into ministry, lead other people to Christ, and that's just really a big part of my life. I just want to do that, pour out to the community.
Yeah, okay. My long-term goal, obviously, is to become financially free. But a more short-term goal would be to just do really good in my class.
I would say that my number one goal is to graduate college, be the first person in my family to have a degree, set a foundation for the people that come after me in my family.
Academically, make the dean's list, do very well in school. Personally, continue to try to learn new things each and every day and get better each and every day. Because everybody can say, "Oh, every day is the same." I say, no, it's not. It's a different number, different year. It's not the same. And there's so much out there that everything go by so fast. It'll be hard for you to grasp everything. So me, learning every day as much as I can, because whatever I learned that day, I can take it with me for the rest of my life, not just that day, the next day forward. No, for the rest of my life, that will carry me a long way.
All right, well, I think we're getting close. I have one last question I'd like to go around and have you all answer. Well, maybe it's a two-parter, so that might take a little bit longer. But what do y'all want other people to know about Marshall Eagles? And what advice do you have for incoming students who may or may not know about Marshall Eagles? I know it's a big big two-parter.
I would say any advice to anybody wanting to be a Marshall Eagle, be committed, because you have requirements. You know, it's not. Don't think you're just gonna get in the class and just breeze by. It's nice. It's an easy class, but you can fail easily too. So I would say be committed to wanting to be a Marshall Eagle, be open-minded to learn new things.
I would say ask yourself, why am I coming to college? Am I coming here just because my parents are making me, because just have fun, or do you want to actually accomplish something? So if it's the latter, then Marshall Eagles might be a good choice. Yeah.
For those that are interested in Marshall Eagle, it is what you make it out of it. You have a lot of resources in Marshall Eagles. The leaders of Marshall Eagles got great connections. It is what you make out of it. You could just come in, get your scholarship, and not talk to anybody, or you could buy in, make friends, brothers, learn about the different opportunities that you have here at UNT, and great connections that you'll make for lifelong journey.
Can you repeat the first part of the question?
Yeah, sure. So what do you want other people to know about Marshall Eagles?
Okay. Marshall Eagles is a brotherhood, and don't be afraid of wearing leech. And what I mean by that is, like how everyone said when they first came here, they didn't think they was gonna have no friends. But this the Marshall Eagles, you got a group of friends, more than friends, brothers. And as days and days go by, and y'all become more and more closer, that leads to better relationships. Okay, if I ever need anything, I know I got my Marshall Eagle brother. So don't be afraid of where it may take you. And the second part,
Advice that you have for someone who might be interested in Marshall Eagles.
like y'all may say, Marshall Eagle is what you make it. Honestly, JB says you can easily pass it, you can as easily fail it, because it's more of a self-awareness, self-responsibility. I should say. It's very easily, but also can be your biggest downfall. More likely, if you're interested in it, don't be afraid. You might actually get something out of it that you really been needing your whole life, and you just don't know.
Margaret and Eric.
Yeah, I'll say that you will be supported and you'll be held accountable. So make sure that that's something you want and it's good for you. Accountability is a good thing. People need that. And you'll have opportunities open to you that maybe you wouldn't have if you weren't a Marshall Eagle. Because it puts you out in, like one of you were saying, it kind of puts you out in the forefront, and that's a good thing, you know. And you're seen as a leader on campus, and you're able to use those opportunities to develop your skills, your career, your life. So I think that those are some things I would say about the program, and that also is my advice as well. So.
I think can I kind of revert it to a question that I
Whatever
have?
you want.
We can go back to partnerships. You know, the Career Center has a great partnership with Marshall Eagle. And there's so many resources, like you said, so many resources that you can be exposed to is how you engage. So I have a question for you guys, like based off of the partnership that we have, that you have with Career Center, what have you learned from our partnership that we poured into you guys? And that'll be my advice. What have y'all learned?
One thing I would learn is it's one of our habits that we actually learn is beginning with the mind, the end in mind, and the Career Center really helps you start thinking about your future and what you're going to do after you graduate college, and how those tips that they actually give us, how could you actually implement those once you leave, once you graduate college. I would say that's one thing I have learned.
Just by any of the phases that we've been a part of, y'all been a part of, what have y'all taken away? What's the biggest thing?
From the Career Center?
Yeah, so just the meetings that we had, what's the y'all take away?
Kind of what we said, just beginning with the end in mind. Thinking in the future.
Thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead. Getting ahead.
What John told us the other day in class, being with the beginning in mind, know why you're here, and what it is that you really want to do. That's what I got from this, to know your why.
For me, it's another one topic we talk about. Seek to be understood, understand, then to be understood. So first, understanding what they do. And that goes back to, like I said, they genuinely care, take time to pour into it. Teachers a lot of stuff. Like today we was talking about interviews and how little things in interviews, such as asking questions, being engaged in them, help us go a long way. And it will help us go a long way for future times when we have interviews. They also have interviewing culture. It's just a lot of stuff. So to me, understand that. Understand first and foremost, they don't gotta do what they do, but they do. Then once you understand that, then when you tell other people about it, you understand it now, you can get other people to understand. I'm trying to go around.
Yeah.
To understand what you're saying when you let them know.
I would say another big thing that we've actually learned from Career Center is taking advantage of the resources that we have, because we really paying for all of it. Might as well get your money's worth. That's what I would say. So just taking advantage of those opportunities that arises towards us.
Margaret and Eric, are there any questions for these amazing young men that I did not ask you?
Yeah, I do have one. I want to know, after this semester, after you're not required to take the class anymore, what are you going to do to stay engaged? What are you going to do to continue to build off of all the things you've learned so far?
I would definitely be coming to Career Center, and for Marshall Eagles, I'm gonna be taking advantage of the study sessions that we have, because I might get a little busy and might not have time to study, and we have a 2-hour time slot dedicated just for studying. So I'm gonna definitely continue taking advantage of that.
I would say I would take advantage of the live and learn community we live in, because they are my neighbors. So I would say staying in touch with the guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say keeping in touch with people with our resources like Margaret and Eric and Candy and Woody, making sure I can stay in touch with them.
For me, coming back to the career center, because I know I keep saying it, but it really touches me. Because like stuff I've been through in my life, it's hard to find people to genuinely care for, especially after this. Because it's easy after this semester, they can easily go, okay, it was just for a semester, we're going back to that. No, this is continuous next semester. So to me, coming back here, following up, them constantly teaching me something new with my brothers, strengthening our relationships as we depart and go our separate ways, such as next year, we won't be able to be in the same vicinity. So we need to, for me, I'm gonna start in strengthening our bond, building it, continuing to build it. By talking to them, anybody need help. You know, if I see one with their head down, pick your head up, man. I'm gonna do that. You know, knocking on their door sometimes, just checking in.
You have any other questions for us? Then I think we'll wrap up. But thank y'all so
Can
much.
we ask a question?
Yes.
I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my
I'm so
goodness.
sorry.
You do not need to apologize. Ask away.
This is for our career coaches. What has been the main thing that we have done that has touched you?
That's a
That's
good
a
one,
good question.
man.
I would say one. I just like hearing y'all speak about your experiences. Like when you talk about your experiences and your background and how that influences what you're doing now, I'm just amazed by that. All of you have so much insight, and it's stuff that needs to be shared. You know, unfortunately, you know, there's the stereotypes and all the things about what Black men, you know, those stereotypes. But it's like I don't buy into any of that, but there are people that do. But when you open your mouth and you say those powerful words or you do the things that you're doing, like that's powerful. Like you just honestly being yourself. Like hearing about you want to be an entrepreneur and you know you're investing and how you save all that money and you wanting to serve Christ and you being a leader, you know, and all of the community work you've done up until this point. And of course I've heard all, you know, your story. It's just amazing to me, and that's impactful. So, if you have the opportunity to share your story, even if it's like next year you're a sophomore and you have younger people that you can pour into, do it because y'all's experiences are so valuable. So that's something I definitely gained from our time
And that's a great question, man. And I second that, but I want to be specific on every person that I've encountered because things really touch me whenever y'all do a certain thing. Yesterday, whenever I seen you over there and we was interacting, you addressed me as yes, sir. No, sir. That really, it made respect. It took respect to a whole nother level. I don't require that, but that's just who you are as a person. And then just hearing you when we first met on the first day, just talk about your Christianity, your faith. And then your voice is just so strong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that just whenever you speak, it touches me. Noah, man, just your entrepreneurial spirit, man. Whenever we was sitting in the session, what was going over your resume, and you were just talking about just your investment, and I mean, just really laying out the case. And then I told you, hey, man, I got a guy that I can connect you with. I talked to my guy the other day. He was like, man, Noah wrote a long email about connecting, and I need to get with him because, you know, I just want to address him because he took his time to write that email. That touched me. And Yame, man, you in the classroom, I was like, man, I need to connect with you. You got up out of your seat because I was talking to another Marshall Eagle. He had his head down about mechanical engineering. And I got connections. You got up out of your seat. You was like, hey, man, here's my LinkedIn. Let's connect. And you hit me up and was like, hey, man, you know, I want to come into the career because I want to learn how to do, get extra income. How can I do that? Just your curiosity on that and just responding in a quick way. And then JB, man, walking in, you was like, man, I'm trying to get an internship. When we talked the other day, I'm trying to get an internship. Came in today with your paperwork. I got an internship that I want to pursue with the police department on campus. And just sat down. First thing he did, came in here. He sat down. It was like, hey, I'm filling out this paperwork. Can I get a whiteout? I think I messed up. Let me get a whiteout so I can straighten this up. But those are the little things that we got from you guys that really touch us in a major way. You know, beyond just, you know, what we do on a daily basis, just how y'all show up, how y'all really engage in the process. And just keep on doing that, man. Keep on doing that because it'll take you forward.
Y'all have any other questions? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Thinking.
All right. Okay, maybe one more thing. This is gonna be a really long one, Eric.
It's good.
Blame
It's
me.
good, man. It's good.
One word to leave people with about Marshall Eagles.
Dedication.
Brotherhood.
Got one. I got another one. Commitment.
Ooh.
Accountability.
Family.
Excellent.
Powerful. Life changing. You say that. Life changing.
Fun.
Perfect note to leave it on.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for allowing me to come and ask you questions and learn, and for taking the time to also teach other people. Happy to have you.
Thank you.